to join me, but the little things that are different today is that I am streaming to two places at once, and so I am on with you guys on Facebook and also on YouTube today. So it is very nice to see you all. Please feel free to drop your comments. Chase. Oh. Chase, I'm going to put your name down and comment to me. Before I start today, just let me explain to you guys very quickly how it's working today. So no pregnancy, no legal, no health questions, please. No questions about the virus either are being drawn to today. Otherwise, please feel free to drop a comment down. I'm going to read for Chase first. She was drawn to me first. Just what you need to know most today, I'm going to be drawing on, unless you guys have asked a question. Chase. It is a beautiful day outside. Not sure where you guys are. I'm in New South Wales, Lake Macquarie. And it is a beautiful day. Chase. Oh, so you've pulled that card twice. All right. Okay, so when I was pulling cards for you first, you had a card that dropped on the floor and it's come out again. So you're meant to have that card. So when I'm sitting with your cards, Chase, you've got the emotional loss, which just comes true, career, work changes, that not liking finding another way and have a little bit of patience. Now, when I'm sitting with the energy of your cards, what I want to say to you there is that I'm actually feeling like this is a bigger picture, okay? You're moving forward. Yeah, okay, so you're moving forward. Everything's in the right place. I'm feeling like everything's in the right place, okay? But I'm feeling like as well, like, isn't it funny? I always catch my words. I don't want to talk about the virus. But at the end of the day, that is affecting work and all the kinds of little bits and pieces like that. So in that regard, absolutely, I'm happy to acknowledge it. And that's where I want to kind of go with it. I want to say, be mindful of how much effort you're putting into it that's there. So those things that are sitting on you now where you're feeling like they're not necessarily hitting you properly, okay, they're not aligning with you properly, or you're finding that you're putting in 2 hours work for 15 minutes worth of results, be mindful around with that. Like, kind of the message that I want to give around with you is that you've got this, okay, you know that you've got this, and so just keep moving forward. I want to reflect a little bit personally in that regard that's there. It's like we are very tempted to not necessarily drop our value, but drop back in that mode. Remember when we first start around business and things like that, and we hand all of ourselves over sort of a bit unnecessarily, and that's where I'm at around with it. That's there. So what I say is stand strong in your energy, all right? Stand strong in your energy. You're there. The work, career changes and things like that for me. Yes, there are changes around, but as I said, that's where I do want to tap onto the vibes because I feel like they are in conjunction with that, okay? So that card there has popped out twice, and so it's always been very mindful when you're hitting a brick wall and it feels like that direction's wrong, or when you trust it in your guts and you can feel that it's not working for you, trust that, okay? So as I said, you pull that twice. Having a little bit of patience as well, okay? And being smart. Don't leave yourself open and vulnerable. Okay? Don't leave yourself open and vulnerable at this point. And that includes all facets. It's not just about work. That's impersonal as well. Don't set yourself up for drama, okay? By being kind or being mindlessness, all of those kind of things that are there with it. And there's just that energy ball around you. Don't let that energy ball that's sitting there close in. There's not a shift that's happening. Just stand strong in your energy. All right? Okay. Sandy Hatton, I want to draw a card for you as well. Sandy Hatton, may I have a card? I've been asking the universe for a lot of guidance lately, and I'm hoping May is going to be a better month. The things loosen in May, but I want to say though that they still feel a little bit tight. I feel like when I'm at the end of that month that I am starting to see, okay, I'm just going to have a little bit more patience because in 2-3 weeks I can see that this is going to shift and that's going to shift around, okay? So not necessarily May, more towards the end of May and the beginning of June, but let me just pull some cards for you. Yeah, nice. See. Beautiful. What you've pulled, Sandy, is some nice cards. So you've got an ending coming, okay? So there's an ending that's there, all right? And so what that's talking about is the end of that cycle that's coming out, and that shift that we're talking about, okay? Then you've got the moving on card, okay? You've got the moving on card as well. And then recognition, success, and moving forward. So what I want to say to you around that is that exactly what I said to you before I pulled the cards. So towards the end of May, beginning of June, I'm feeling a bit more of that shift around than opposed to, say, stepping into May, okay? But it's got a really nice energy towards it. And as I said, with me, I feel like I'm loosening up. I feel like I'm not having to worry so much and things like that that's there. All right, so there's a nice, strong energy with it. Just keep persevering. Keep persevering. Interestingly, persevere is, yeah. So what I have done is I put a post out onto the page and I ask you guys to give me some topics about what you would like to, what would you would like me to kind of give you a little bit of support around. And so there's been some really good ones about tapping into your intuition, tapping into your guides, connecting with spirit. There's been some tarot ones which I've already hit up my beautiful friend Serena May to come and talk to you guys about, because she's just a legend with tarot. And just, yeah, our meditation, breathing, a couple of little things like that. So I'm going to get started on those in the next day or so. So I'm not going to do lives with them. They'll be put on the page and you guys will get to watch them. All right. So that's going to be cool. Tanya, nice of you to join me. Thank you, Tanya. If you guys would like a card, as I said, just comment and say, yes, please. If I haven't gotten to you in the first few minutes, please feel free to comment again, because I'm just running through the comments as much as what I'm able to. I don't ask for a share or a like for a reading. I just go to who I am drawn to. But as you guys know, I always do appreciate if you can share my page, or share this live feed. Like my page. There's a competition on the page too. Just quickly, on my page on Facebook, if you scroll down, you'll see that there's for a giveaway for 2 half-an-hour readings, okay? And all you need to do is like and share all that usual stuff that we ask and appreciate for on Facebook. And the reason why we do that is because the more outreach we have, obviously, the bigger it helps us build our businesses. So that's why we ask for a little, give a little, get a little, as they say. Sonia Young, and then I'm going to jump to Tanya as well. So I'm just going to pop Tanya's name down so I stay in that energy. And Sonia Young, what do you need to know most right now? Sonia Young. All right, Sonia, when I pull your cards, you've got the trust card, the motivation card, the mail card that's there. Mail card. You know, interestingly enough, the mail card generally kind of does pertain to, like, you know, a male that's in your life and around your life and things like that. And I don't necessarily want to displace that in this instance, but what I do want to say though is that I feel also drawn to your masculine energy within that. And when I define that, you know, between feminine and a masculine energy, it's about standing strong in the ground, you know, using your muscles, finding those deeper strengths that's there. Sometimes we tend to stereotype ourselves as well, you know, and I'm not suggesting that you've got yourself stereotyped in this little box by any means, but it's about that I'm a female, I'm, you know, or I'm this or I'm that, or my experiences have limited me to this belief and things like that. And it's very much about understanding not to create self-limiting beliefs around yourself. And I want to say as well to you in this instance, if it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And, you know, to recognize the truth and things like that around, because you've got the intuition card, you've got the motivation card that's there. And both of those cards indicate that you need to call back onto yourself and you need to motivate yourself. And, you know, in doing so, that's there for me, as I said, all I'm hearing is and facing the truth, okay? That male card that's there, you know, as I said, I do want to link it into a male, but I do feel like, I always say, like, I'm a little bit cheeky sometimes and I just speak how I speak. And so it's about grabbing your balls, basically, you know what I mean? And I want to say that you need your balls in this situation. But I do want to link it to there. So as I said, trust your truth. Do what you know needs to be done moving forward, okay? I feel like this is now. I don't feel like this is something that's coming in. I feel like it's something that's around you at this point in time. It's not something that I necessarily feel I need to pull something apart. I just need to be standing strong in my energy and my boundaries, okay? So just keep that in mind for you. All right, Tanya. I want to pull a card for you, please. Just what you need to know most. Guys, just so you're aware, the 50 off code voucher is still there for you guys on the live feed. Just put 50 off when you book a reading and you'll get 50% off the price, which I think has dropped like a 30-minute reading down to like $37 or something. So, all right, Tanya, what do you need to know next? Tanya Rosdebucco. Tanya. Yeah. You've pulled two. Look how many people now. You've got an energy that sits with you. What I want to say to you, Tanya, is be really mindful of the direction that you're creating around yourself right now, okay? And one of the things that I always ask to do when I do readings is to ask permission to be honest, okay? Ask permission to be honest. And Tanya, sorry, you just mentioned if it's buffering, you can come back and flick it again because you're the first one on there, so you'll know where it's at. But Tanya, when I sit with your energy that says that you've got the intention card, you pulled out the storms and the work changes card together, and then you've got the wishes come true card. And what I want to do is sit there and that's what I want to say to you. It's like, there's been some challenges that have come in around you, some frustrations, and it's like it's one thing on top of another. So I don't necessarily just want to focus on work, or I don't want to just focus on personal and things like that. It's like when your radiator breaks down your car and then you run over a nail in your car. You know what I mean? It's just one little thing after another that sits there, and it gives us that energy of pulling us down a little bit and making us sort of go, oh, and that positive attitude that we have starts to go wayside a little bit. And so just be mindful around that. It's that you keep your intentions clear, that you keep your intentions to where they're supposed to be. All right, focusing on the positive and things like that. Work changes and that card, and then your wishes come true card. All those cards are telling me that's there is that if you just stand back into your own energy, switch your attitude a little bit more towards switch your attitude. That can sound a little bit. Switch your attitude. That's not how it comes off. It's yourself where your attitudes are, okay? And so what I want to say to you around that is just be mindful of it, all right? And then once you stand in your energy and you stand up tall, that energy is going to come in where everything will start falling into place again, okay? And you're going to find that wishes come true. That card's always about the fact that those goals, those dreams, those bigger projects that you're working towards, their energy is still very much there. So not to discard them and keep working towards it, okay? So Tanya, that's what I want to leave you with. As I said, it's that little bit of a check yourself before you wreck yourself energy. Just that could be said a little bit more rapper style, but anyway, but it is. That's what the energy's around. Okay, it's just checking in with yourself so that things get back on track. All right. Okay, where do I want to go? There we go. Sorry, guys. All right. Beautiful. All right, so where am I going now? I am going to Nicole Byers. Nicole Byers, I would like to call you a card, please. Nicole Byers. Nice. Okay, Nicole, what you've got is a card around change, transformation, tying up loose ends, and trust. And so what I want to say to you around that, yeah, all right. So when I sit with your cards there, that change, that transformation, that trust, that's happening. I feel like you're in that moment now. It's like it's there. You've got to grab it. There's work involved to do it. It's not happening for you. It's happening because of what you've done. Okay. And so tying up loose ends, it's there. It's like things. I'm a very visual person. I always give funny examples, but what I get visually in my head is like a bucket, and it's got a drip, 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 drip. And so, tying up that loose end in this instance would be getting some really good tape and putting it over that to stop that drip coming out. And so it's like you've got your full bucket that's there, but it's just not quite sealed enough, so a little bit more work just to make it more smooth. And I believe you already know that, okay? That trust, that intuition, that card that sits there with me. And when I sit with it, that's there, it's like, yeah, I know. And to trust as well that it is all fallen into place. And the fact that there is a little leak in the bucket isn't indicative of, you know, the fact that we're going to lose all of our water. It's simply just the fact that we need to do a little bit more work and tie it up. Connection. Okay. That is for you, Nicole. Getting an internet connection across the top of my screen that's there. Looks like I'm back, so I apologise if it has jumped out. Nicole, let me know if it jumped out. I'll fix that up for you. All right. Yeah, that's good, Sandy. Every time I pull for her lately, it's got the finish card. Yeah, that's no coincidence. It's there, and it's coming out. It's coming out. So yeah, trust in that. Yeah, because I'm talking news and pulling. That was a jump card. Money, wealth, prosperity. All right, Cat West. Cat West. I would like to pull a card for you, please. Cat West. Sorry, guys, I'll do my own admin on here because, as I always say, my bloody kids won't help. Pains in the bums. All right, Cat West, where are you? Right there. I would love to have a card drawn, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Manners are very important. I like manners. Cat West. Cat West. Okay. Cat West. Oh, nice. Cat West. Cat West. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Cat, when I pull your cards, you've got the encouragement card, the female card, taking a leap of faith card, okay? To me, very clear-cut cards. Encouragement, you can do it. And that's what I always get in my head when I do that. You know, you can do it. You got this. You know, and it is. It's got that energy. I feel like, you know, I actually feel pumped sitting here with it. I want to smile and I'm getting excited with it. Female card, okay? I'm focused on you. This is about you. So this is the work that you're putting in. This is about you stepping into your energy. And again, it's not something that's going to be handed to you. It's something that you're taking. It's something that you've earned the right to. You know, taking a leap of faith. Taking a leap of faith. And that always is a bit of courage. You know, a little bit of gusto, a little bit of, yep, I can do this, you know, and not quite knowing what's on the other side, but being willing to take that risk anyway because you know you've put in the hard work leading up to it, all right? For me, again, I'm not focused particularly on something that's specific. I feel like, yes, there is that specific leap of faith that's there, but then it opens up around everything else. And it's about standing in your own energy as well, you know, standing in strong with who you are, the kind of person that you perceive yourself to be as well. You know, don't be afraid. We have these moments where we wash in and this energy comes over us and we're like, wow, you know, maybe I can do this and I am this person that I feel. Don't be afraid to show that out to the world, you know, because it's going to it's validating. It's like setting the concrete around that, you know what I mean? So I want to say to you, you know, set that concrete and take that leap of faith. That's about, as I said, putting into place the things that you've done the hard work for. These aren't secrets. These aren't things that are new. All right, it's there. It's just a matter of collecting it and go, I got this. I got this, okay? All right, so those cards are for you. You. What was I going to say? All right, where am I at? So I've got a million, what do I need to say is running through my head. The competition's on the page for those of you that just joined me on my Facebook page. There's 2 30-minute readings being given away. That would be awesome if you guys can enter into that. And also the 50 off voucher is still in place for you guys. So 50 off will get you 50% off of any reading with me via phone or video, as long as you're in the world and you can speak English, because I can't speak any other language at this point in time, then you're welcome to come have a reading with me. That would be awesome. There's been some really beautiful readings over the last few weeks, so I've got to say, yeah, just some really, really nice connections. And so I'm loving to keep that energy flowing. And I'm on YouTube and I'm on Facebook today, and the videos that I'm making will be up onto YouTube as well. For you guys, it might be a little bit easier to follow that on the Facebook, and you'll find me under Elizabeth Bratcher on YouTube as well. So that would be great if you guys could jump over and subscribe to that channel, because there's going to be heaps of instructional bits and pieces popped over to there soon. And workshop. That's what's on my head. Workshop. There's going to be a workshop released over the next week as well. Okay. Where am I at? Where am I? Where am I? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Erin Greig. Greig? Yep, Greig. I've got my glasses. Oh, look, there's words. Nice. Erin Greig. Beautiful. All right. I think the light gets in them though. Yeah, see, watch, ready? I can make myself look like I've got them blurred. The pain in the bum. All right, Erin Greig. Let me focus on you. Erin Greig. Erin Greig. 1, 2. Erin Greig. Ah, nice. Okay, similar cards. So what I want to say to you, Erin, is you've got the card around being able to trust yourself. Okay, that's the card that always shows me that you don't quite trust yourself, but it's that, for me, that card's always that reminder, bang, you can. Okay, you can, and even if it is about betrayal of things coming in, because I want to say to you that, you know, situations around you have been a little bit flurry when I sit with the energy of this card. I still want to say it comes down to the fact that you can trust yourself. So very much so, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind as you're moving forward, because I feel like you're moving forward through uncharted waters at the moment. Okay, it's like new experiences, new, not necessarily new lessons. I feel like I get the word repeated lessons, but repeated lessons in new ways. Okay, so just be really mindful. Confusion, uncertainty, and doubt, and that just talks about, you know, the fact that it's uncharted. It's not necessarily something that you've walked through before. And as I said, I'm feeling like I feel like I'm walking through a crowd of people. I do. I feel like I'm pushing my way through an energy of people when I'm talking about you, and it's you know, it's people's opinions and people's thoughts and people's energies, and just they're all of their. Yeah, it is. It's literally like I'm walking through 50,000 people, and I'm trying to get through to the end part of it. You know what I mean? But it's like I've got to deal with everyone else's BS on the way. You know, just stand strong in that energy. Just kind of beeline through there. You know, it's like when you're at a concert or you're at a Mind Body Spirit Festival on a Saturday afternoon when you've got to, you know, just beeline to where you need to go and keep walking forward. Don't let other people's energies bring in that lack of self-trust. Taking a leap of faith. Okay, taking a leap of faith. And for me, I feel like I get a little bit of that black sheep energy around with this. That's here. I feel like there's something different that you want to do that's, you know, not normal to what's been around you, or not normal to what's been the average outcome of people around you. And I want to say, grab onto that, okay? Grab onto that. There's a reason why you always, not always, but sometimes feel like you don't fit in, and that's because you don't. That's because you are meant to be moving forward, okay? As I said, with you, I get those quirky, bigger energies, those big goals, those big dreams, all of that energy that's there. There's a lot of work to be put into it. I'm not saying that you're there now. I feel all of that work, but the first lesson around that is getting out of the crowd, making a beeline and getting out of the crowd, and not being afraid to stand in your own energy without the support that you've been used to move forward. There's that, you know, that saying comes to me. It's funny, it's the second time I've had it this week, but there's a line in a song and it says, you know, the hand that you hold is sometimes the hand that holds you down. And so just have a little bit of food for thought for that as there, you know. It's, yeah, there needs to be some shifts in associations. And by that, all I mean is, you know, sometimes people that we associate with, we do so because they suit where we're at mentally at that time, not necessarily because that's where we need to be. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Break away. Okay. That was for you, Erin Greig. All right, where do I want to go next? Shayla Patterson. I'm going to pull a card for you. Shayla. I should have got a cup, sorry. As I said, I'm not fancy. But I can measure my 2 litres in there, and you guys can probably see how sick I'm doing today. How's Shayla Patterson? I'm not going to forget you. I'm going to write your name just there for a second, but I keep getting that energy that's there because what are we? We're like a month and a couple of days, a week, or whatever else, into different variations of isolation across the world. And I know that for you guys, I've got people that come in from all over the world. That's there. How are you guys all feeling? You know, and that's the reason why I'm connecting as well, because some days are good and other days are just like, oh my God, You know, I need to, I'm finding I need to be out. Like I need to walk. I need to get out of the house. I need to have that fresh air, that sunshine, that break that's there, you know. That's probably the biggest thing for me. I find and the kids especially as well, you know what I mean, the kids especially as well, especially the teenage side of the kids, because you know the younger ones you can just sort of go, come on, let's go for a walk or ride our bikes, you know, the older pair you're like, come on, let's go for a walk, can you help me do this or whatever down the lake. There's this big ass piece of driftwood that's buried underneath the sand down at the lake. I want to dig it out and I need help. And I've been asking them a couple of days and they're like, so it's yeah, it's just funny energy, I guess, and so that's what I'm finding is keeping me good. Is you know, video chatting, water, being mindful over the water. You know, the way I'm eating, keeping to routine as much as I can with sleep, and sunshine. Vitamin D is very important. It helps avoid depression and all those kind of things. It's like that's the thing around this energy. Beyond everything that's going on and everything, it's about the fact that it's like a little bit of a perpetual. Like for example, you know, we're in isolation, so we're not getting as much sunshine and fresh air and things like that as what we normally do, or we're not mentally connecting as much as we do. That brings us down. You know, and then we don't feel like going out and we don't feel like going for a walk, and so we don't, and so then we feel worse, and it's like starts catapulting on top of each other. So that when you feel the lowest, that's when you got to kick your ass the most. Catch it before it catches you, I always say. Catch it before it always catches you. I have I've learned that along the way. All right, Shayla Patterson, you're waiting patiently for me to pull your card. Keep that one for you. Still feeling like what I get when I'm sitting with you is still no answer that's clear in sight. No answer that's clear in sight, but it's like there's this. It's like slowly, fully loaded truck, you know, driving up the road. Fully loaded truck driving up the road. So what your cards you've pulled, Charlotte, is about the fact that you're blessed. So that was, yeah, about the fact that you're blessed or not. It's going to be most generic way I've ever said that. This card for me, it's always just that reminder, you know what I mean, that you have got support. Keep still in your energy. There's confidence there, you know, your spirit guides, all of that love that comes in around us when we need it most, it is there, you know. And so it reminds me of, yeah, okay, I'm not going to get that deep with it, but it's what comes to my head. So it's too. Sometimes we're being carried and we only see, you know, we don't feel all that energy around us. And so we sometimes feel like we've been left alone, but we haven't. Okay. And that's generally just what I kind of wanted to remind you of right there is that it feels like you're standing on your own, but I just want to remind you that you're not. Taking some time out to recharge, that there is things that need to be done right now. It's like, yeah, stay with your energy right now. You need to be doing everything that you're doing right now and to trust. Okay, I feel like there's a little bit of a time lapse within this, so there's like a little bit of a break. So it's like, okay, this has to happen for this amount. I need to sacrifice this in order for in the long run for this to fall into place. Okay, and that's what I want to share with that energy that's there. I feel like overall, you know, things work out, but I feel like there's a time in between. There's a time in between. All right, and so it's that time in between that. I guess they want to point out that it is just a moment, it is just a time, but definitely, as I said, I just want to get in that fully loaded concrete truck. It's driving up that hill, you know, it can't leave first gear, it's doing 10 kilometres an hour, and you're thinking, Jesus, is this ever, you know, ever going to arrive? And it's just a lot of patience, All right, Shayla, so I hope that helps. All right, where are we going? Kylie Fry. Kylie Fry. Kylie Fry. All right. Kylie Fry. I want to pull some cards for you. What do you need to know most today? Kylie. Decisions and choices. Worry, stress, guilt, obstacles, challenges, delays, communication. What are these cards telling me? Carly, decisions, worry, obstacles, communication. You know what? Honestly, what I feel like here, like it talks about decisions and but I'm feeling like there's decisions now. So there's like decision this way, decision that way. I understand that, but it's almost like nah. There's another path. There's another path, and that's where I sit with it. That's here, and so the worry, the stress, the guilt for me. That's kind of representing about the fact that I feel like I'm not quite where I should be, or that this choice isn't exactly got everything that I wanted in it. And I want to say to you, trust that feeling that's there. The obstacles, the challenges, and delays. It's a funny energy, these cards, because what I want to say when I sit with this one that's there is like those challenges and delays. Sometimes life gets in your way because it's trying to tell you something. It's trying to show you that you're headed in the wrong path, And very much so as those that know when they sit with me with my live feeds, a flyer. I mean, it's a traffic jam, that it is just part and parcel of life and things like that. But I can't help but just feel that these obstacles are in the way for a reason. They're creating delays that's giving you an opportunity to find a different direction, a different way to do things, a different way to approach things, okay? And so I want to say, just be mindful, like keep breathing, keep looking after yourself, keep moving forward through the processes that are around you. All right, it's there, but communication with others, communication with self is what I get around this card. And when I talk about communication with self, it's that honesty that you need to sit with yourself. We can all make choices and make decisions based on what we think is best and everything else like that. But our gut's telling us that there's something bigger, there's something beyond this. And I want to say trust that. Okay? It's interesting. It's probably the first time I pulled this card and looked at the two paths and went, no, I don't want to take either. I want to find the road that's in the middle. The road that's in the middle is what works best for me and works best for everyone else around me. Okay. And when I sit with it, I get, and that's over the long term. So I feel like those choices have a long-term effect for you. All right. But that's what I want to say. Don't just take the paths because the paths are there in front of you. Don't be afraid to kind of get the tractor out and make your own path in the middle. All right. Standing very strong in your own energy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be heavy, okay? It doesn't have to be heavy because when I flip back to your name, I feel positive, and things like that. This could be about, you've got an idea that society does it this way, business does it this way, and you're like, oh, there's a way down the middle here for me, and trust it. As I said, trust it. It's not a doom and gloom energy that's there. It's a positive energy, very much about drawing back on your own instincts and your own trust and things like that, okay? So I hope that helps for you. All right. Really worth the stress. April. Why Paul? Oh, gee whiz, April, I'm going to have a giggle on that. Go, you must get asked to spell that name all the time. And I very respectfully, I'm going to spell it out. It's YHPORB. It's interesting. My surname's Bratcher, and it's one that I automatically go. People go, "Oh, what's your surname?" I go Bratcher, BRATCHER. It's a funny, nowhere near as tongue twisting as yours, but it's funny what people get caught up in. Anyway, April, I want to sit with you. You just asked if your job is really worth the stress. It's interesting there. I want to say yes, but I want to say as well, be mindful of the stress that you're carrying that you don't need to. So I feel like when I'm sitting with you around this, that it is something that I don't want to say it's new, but I don't feel like it's, extremely old. So if it is something you've been in for a while, I want to say there's been some changes around it, okay? And when I sit with it, it's like what you're doing for the long term, the goal, the idea, the career move, all that kind of energy that's in there. I want to say, yes, it is worth the stress. But why I was drawn to you was because they're kind of giving me that indication that there doesn't need to be so much stress. So perhaps a little bit of still finding ways, what's the word? Why am I saying car? Oh my, I've lost another word. What I'm trying to is segmenting, all right? So like, when we leave work, this is what that is. It stays at work. Home stays at home. see, when I throw myself in the energy of it, my head gets all cloggy and all cloudy, and that's what I want to say is don't just focus on what you're doing, where you're going within your work that's there. I feel like there's more energy, more power that you can pull to yourself, and that there's a little bit of just energy we need to get through before things settle. All right, absolutely. I always say that if we're not happy, recognize that and think about those aspects of it and things. But I feel like that stress is also part of the journey to get you to an end point. So I want to say don't be so quick to walk away from that end point. Okay, and just kind of acknowledge that. Just acknowledge that, all right? That is for you, April. Just acknowledge that. You're right. There's a reason why you're here. Don't give up on that. But yeah, put it all in its appropriate boxes and then make a decision. All right, Savannah Overton. Absolutely. Savannah Overton. Let me pull what do you need to know most right now. Yeah, nice. See? Yeah, cool. When I'm pulling your cards, Savannah, what I'm getting is around standing in your own energy. But what I want to say in that is standing in your own strengths, your own intuitive ability, your own ideas, your own movement forward. Okay, I feel like I want to probably sound a little bit cliche here, but I don't really care. Because what I want to say is about bringing in your confidence and things like that. You've got the abilities around you to make the changes and implement the things that you want to implement, but your confidence is holding you back, okay? And that's why I want to be cliche with it that's there, because it is just simply about kind of going, all right, I know I just need to take a deep breath. I know I just need to move forward with this. And I know that I need to believe in myself. You've had the validations around you and everything else like that. So there's still a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of work to do. They show me, but you're definitely sitting there. So what I want to say, clean sweep, okay? Clean sweep. Means shaking that energy away from you, kicking yourself up the bum a little bit, being very clear in your focus and your ideas forward. 50 ideas at once don't work for us, okay? Take 3 ideas and do them well, okay, as opposed to 50 ideas all at once. Those things that are meant to come in will come in, but right now there's too much energy coming in at once. Break it down a little bit. That change, that transformation, it's from the caterpillar to the butterfly, okay? And that's always a beautiful energy about, going into your own right, transforming into who you're meant to be. So it's all sitting there. You've got the moving on, taking flight, all right? So that's about things going off in the right direction. There's a beautiful golden energy with it. It means that you're in the right direction. That's there. You just need to stop doubting yourself. But at the same token, as I said, I need to say that there needs to be more hard work. And I know you're a hard worker, okay? And those that know me again, know I always start to speak honestly. It's never about disrespectfully, but it's about doing that hard work that's there. We can't skim over the edges and expect to get find the treasures on the bottom of the ocean, okay? So dive deep. You've got the ability to do it. You're ready to do it. Do it, okay? Do it. You're going to stand back and go, oh, wow, all right? That's what I have for you. All right. So I hope that helps, Savannah. Okay. Let me see where I want to go now. So, nice. Love it when my phone moves itself. That's always awesome. Some water. All right, so the 50 off voucher is there, guys. 50 off in the coupon section when you book a reading with me online or on video. What else was I going to do? Yes, there are readings available tomorrow, but from the afternoon, Australian time. I will be doing the Anzac morning. Videos coming up soon. Oh, competition on the page. 2 free half-an-hour readings are on the page. Where am I? All right, done. Okay, so where am I going? Oh, that's all right. That's all right. You did well to create that one, April. You stumped me. Lisa, Coulter. I hope I'm saying that right. Lisa Marie Coulter. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. I'm definitely an energy person. I just want to say to you, I'll never give a yes or a no on relationships. So I feel like you guys need to kind of work that out for yourself. But I'm always happy to give the insight and the guidance to give you that information to make that decision that's there. But what I want to say around this is, I want to say take the time, but I want you to keep your eyes wide open. Okay, so if we see flags, if we see, even if it's family or friend or relationship, whichever quadrant it falls into, I want to say keep your eyes open. Look for the red flags that's there. There's still lessons that are coming in around you. I don't want to say that you're not ready to stand in your own energy, but you still have that flighty feeling that's there, So it's like you've done the work to stand strong in your own energy, to bring that right connection in, but you're still not quite trusting it, okay? So I just want to say that it doesn't necessarily feel like it's a smooth path here, but I don't want to say that it feels like it's, big mountains and hurt and pain and everything else like that. But still, there is very much a purpose within this connection about standing within your own energies and your own self and your own bits and pieces that's there, okay? So I want to say go with the flow. Go with the flow. Trust yourself. Keep your duck analogy. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, da-da-da-da-da. But otherwise, just take the time to get to know them, to continue to get to know yourself as well, okay? All right. Possibly. Possibly. Words come sometimes. All right, let me draw a name because I'm drawing two places at once. All right, I want to pull for Kimberly Smith, but then I'm going to Vicky Blanche Webster. All right, Kimberly Smith, I am drawn to you and I would like to pull you a card, please. As you guys know, again, don't ask you to share or like my post or my page, but always appreciate it when you do. All right, Kimberly, what do you need to know most right now? Kimberly. Kimberly, your cards talk about having some patience, making some peace, and having some support. What I want to say to you when I sit with these cards is there comes a time in our life when we have to kind of barrel everything up, sit with it in the right place and put it where it belongs in order to kind of move forward in our most healthiest ways. And, we can lay blame on experiences and on people and things like that, but we can also just sometimes get to a point where we accept what has been. We accept that we're in a good enough place and good enough strength within ourselves to embrace that. And to start kind of just moving forward. And what this does is creates that sense of peace. It does. I feel happy. I feel like I'm in charge. I feel like I've got everything around me that I want. And so when I sit with your cards, as I said, you got that patience and making peace. And what I want to say to you is that have a little bit of patience, but I feel like you're ready to start letting things go. And I feel like you know this too. And so I want to say, work on that, do the hard work behind it. Okay. Because as I said, when I sit with it, I feel free. I feel like those moments, you know what I feel like, honestly, and it probably sounds a bit daggy, but every now and then, right, I stand at the top of a church service when I'm guest medium and the crowd's singing to a song that I've chosen and I'm standing at the front facing towards the crowd and I'm singing and I'm about to go and stand in front of all these people and connect a spirit with them. And I stand there and I just feel magical. I feel like I feel like my life is in just where it should be in that moment in time. You know, it does. It just like it. I could probably literally stand there and cry sometimes because I'm just so, you know, connected into the moment, and it does. And that's how I feel. That's what I feel is moving forward. So very much so, as I said, if there's little things that you're holding on to around you, definitely take the time to just move forward with them. Okay. It is time, and you are ready. You are ready. And as I said, that sweet ass freedom and relief I feel when I do that, it really is. Honestly, it's yeah. There's only been a few times when I've stood in my life and I felt like everything is just in that right place in that right perfect moment, and those services are one of those times. And that's how I feel. That's what the energy that they're giving me to share on that. Okay. All right, Vicky Blanche Webster, I was drawn to you as well, and then Rishma Hayat, I want to draw for you as well. The chair keeps going down. Okay, Vicky Blanche Webster. All right, Grimshaw's name. All right. Oh, you've disappeared off my line. There you are. Vicky Blanche Webster. Vicky Blanche Webster. What do you need to know most? Nice. All right, Vicky, when I sit with your cards, you've got really nice cards. You've got wishes come true, positive joy, celebration, or happiness, joy, celebration, and being positive. Okay, so when I sit with your cards that's there, what I want to say to you is keep trusting, keep doing what you're doing. All right, wishes come true cards is about, for me, it's about the fact that, you know, we're adults. We know that we can't rub on a genie's belly and get some magical fairy wish happening, okay? But what it does mean is that those goals, those dreams, those big hopes, those energies that this is what I want my life to be, is a reminder that you are working in the right energy, that you have got your energy in the right place towards that, okay? And that they are bringing happiness, joy, and celebration. So just be positive. Keep positive with it. You know, we're very much in a world at this present time about shit happens. You know, there's things out of our control that we just have to, whether we agree with them or not, whether we you know, think they're moral, whatever. They're there. There's nothing that we can do. And so I just feel like we're living in a moment of time that's there, but you're on track. You're on track. I get a very nice energy flow around with you and your cards, okay? So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And if it's an idea that you're moving towards, keep hold of it, okay? It has got a nice, strong, clear energy. Nice, strong, clear energy that's there. All right, so where am I going now? I want to go to Rimsha Hayat. I want to pull the card for you, Rimsha. But guys, for those of you that are watching me from Facebook today, I just want to remind you that the video topics that I am doing are going to come soon out. Sorry, I'm watching the internet flick again on the top. So the video topics that I'm doing, these are all topics that are generally included in workshops and bits and pieces like that, but I am going to be doing a whole bunch of them that's going to give you guys that foothold, intuition, crystals, connecting with guides, connecting with spirit, breathing, all of those things that we mentioned about before. So jump over onto my YouTube channel if you're onto YouTube, and please subscribe, Elizabeth Bratcher. You'll get the notifications and everything else like that when they come up, and then you won't miss them if they do get put onto, not if they do, they will get put onto the Facebook page, but as well, you know, it saves you searching for them. You're able to just go to one place and reference them. And I want YouTube subscribers. So come and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please. All right. Rimsha, let me pull you a card. What do you need to know most today? Keeping the fun in it. Okay. So you've got the children, childlike, innocent card. To me, I call that the fun card. Emotional loss, communication. I want to pull a bit of a story. Finding balance and moving forward. Yeah, it's funny, Richard, when I sit with your energy, that's what I want to say. Like, I do feel like there has been some challenges around you, beyond the normal sort of side of things. It's there, that loss, it does. My heart feels sad, okay? My heart feels sad. I do feel like I've lost something. I've had to sacrifice something or someone, or perhaps that someone has been taken, you know, but there's definitely that heartache that sits there with it. But what these cards always remind us of is the heart is still complete. You know, it's a little bit broken, but it is still complete. And so communication, what I feel like with this card is about, you know, reaching out, having support, you know, getting yourself back onto the train tracks, all of that energy that sits there with it. And it's finding balance. When I sit with that that's there, it's like there's a choice within that, you know. There's a choice to keep kind of keeping this heavy energy around myself, or I have a choice to look for the green in the trees, the blue in the sky, and all of those kind of bits and pieces. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely understand that it's not just as easy as going, yeah, okay, so I'm going to be happy and I'll go, you know, appreciate the blue in the sky and green in the trees and things like that. But it's about consciously kicking yourself up the bum butt. You know, I know when, you know, if I have a lot of pain around me at any particular time, I'm very mindful of my water, my food, and I'll play music and I'll exercise. I will deliberately dance around the house. I want to do those videos, but anyway, that's another story about confidence, see? But that's what I want to say to you. That's that, you know, you've got choices on the way that you choose to deal with things, and it might suck that you have to make those choices, but those choices still need to be made, okay? And so, you know, your cards after that are about good luck, windfall, you know, intuition and trust and everything else like that. And so I want to say to you, this doesn't feel easy. It honestly doesn't feel easy. I don't feel like you're wallowing in your own misery by any yards of the stick. I feel like you've had some genuine challenges around you and that you still have to work through that perseverance. And I want to say to you, please don't give up. You know, don't resign yourself to the fact that this is the way that things are around you, because they're not meant to be permanent, okay? And it's almost like you've got an opportunity to accept them as permanent should you choose to, but I don't want you to. I want you to keep believing and to keep moving forward. And, you know, on a wider scale, guys, why I talk about the blue in the sky, the green in the trees and things like that is about gratitude, because, you know, when we walk outside, for example, we go, gee, it's a beautiful day, and that childlike innocence, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't know what I mean, go and spend a day with a 4-year-old and look at the world from their perspective. You know, everything's so bright, so colourful, so magical, so creative, you know. And when we have gratitude, it releases all those happy chemicals in our body. It makes us feel joy and happiness and things like that. And neurologically, we can't hold a feeling of gratitude and a feeling of negativity at the same time. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen. And so it's a way of pushing away the sadness, pushing away the challenges, pushing away the frustrations and everything else like that comes into. That's why I was saying to you, you know, when I'm starting to plummet down like that, and I can feel, you know, my frustrations and energies and everything else like that of circumstances at the moment, I go out for a walk, and that's what I do. You know, look at the clouds. I look for faces. I appreciate the flower that's in front of me and the beauty. You know what? Actually, I won't get into it here, but definitely something I want to include in one of the video topics that I read, that I'm going to do, is something that I read last night, and it's about the way that we're all connected. And gee whiz, it was explained so freaking beautifully, and I'm going to share that. So another time, though, obviously, I'm doing card readings at the moment. But yeah, absolutely, guys. And, you know, as much as I giggle and go, you know, jump over to my YouTube, honestly, I really do feel like there's some value in these videos to share. So I'd love for you to join me over onto there, okay? All right, let's get on with the show, because we've only got some time left. Betty Evans, questions like that I don't want to just disregard, but there's not enough. I wouldn't be giving you the respect you deserve by answering that question in a 3-card pool, okay? So yeah, absolutely, though, you're always welcome to join me for a reading, or you know, whatever you feel is appropriate. I'm not suggesting that's what you have to do to get a reading, but yeah, questions like that are a little bit too complex for the card readings. Navarre Michelle. Yeah, yes you may. Yes you may. What do you need to know most? It is also deep down true. You're very welcome, Kimberly. You're very, very welcome. All right, Navarre. I hope I'm saying it right. I know your name. Navarre. All right. Message. When I sit with your cards, I feel like there's something I have to do. There's something I have to do that I've been putting off and delaying. I've been putting something off and delaying it, okay? Because you've got the study, the focus, the fine print cards, you've got the support card, you've got the good luck card. But when I sit with this, it's there. What I feel like is I'm like taking that deep breath and going, yeah, okay, I can do this, okay? And that's what I want to say to you. It's quite clear. It's almost like I can see you getting into a car to go do something, you know? And so what I want to say to you is around that is, yeah, check it. You can do this. It's like, as I said, you're holding yourself back over making a choice, a decision around something moving forward that says something you want to do. You know, it's all that energy that sits with it that's there. And I see people coming in and around you going, no, it's all good. You've got this. You know, we believe in you. We believe in you. Believe in yourself. And that's what I want to sit with, that energy. And then, you know, that good luck, the rainbow, the good fortune, everything else that comes in within that last card that's there. It has a positive result. It gets you where you want to be with it, you know. But it's a peculiar energy when I sit with it. Like, visually, it's quite interesting. I specifically see you get into a car, you're surrounded by people, and they're wishing you well. They're telling you, you've got this. You know, we believe in you. We trust in you. All of that energy that's there with it, you know. And so that's what I want to say to you. There's just to trust in yourself as well, and to not be afraid to, if there are those ideas of moving forward with something or making choice and decision and things like that that's there, that, you know, you kind of got a bit of doubt around, don't lose that. Sometimes we just got to be brave, and we just got to go, you know what, I've got this, and that's that energy I want to share with you around with that, okay? There's definitely a lot of love and support around you. All right. Hello. All right. Tahina. A copy. Tahina, a copy. You've got the funky skull profile. In case I'm not saying that correctly, let me pull some cards for you. Okay, so when I pull your cards, you've got the obstacle, delay, the challenges card, you've got the male card that's there, okay, and I'm drawn to a male energy around you, so I want to suggest that you are a male. Decisions, choices, and then I want to see where the story is going. So you've got the new growth and energy cards. So when I sit with your cards that's there, what I want to say to you is, again, those obstacles, those challenges, delays with this card, it always represents that they're just stuff in life, you know what I mean? Not to stress too much about them. They're just things that this too shall pass. But, you know, the fact you've got the male card that's sitting there in the middle, again, I know regardless, it's always talking about the strengths that we need to find and everything else like that. And I can't help but say to you a little bit on here, get out of your own way, okay? Make sure you're not actually self-sabotaging through either subconscious or conscious action. Just really kind of sit back and assess and have a look and see. Be honest with yourself, okay? Be honest with yourself, because then you've got the decisions and the choices card that's there. And I feel like you know, with this bit more effort in this way, or with this bit more focus in this way, then I can bring about the changes that I want to bring, and I can get to that place that I want to be. But oh God, it's hard work, and you know, it's so much more fun just sitting on this side. That's kind of how it feels. And so what I want to say to you is, make the choice, do the hard work, and that opportunity comes around. It gets you to where you want to be. You know, sometimes we've got to make a little bit of sacrifice for a long-term gain, or we can sit here and not make that sacrifice, but then you have that mediocre gain, okay? And so very clearly for me, it's like, well, which one do you want? You know what I mean? Which one do you want? And I want to say to you, just make sure you take that choice that has got that little bit more effort and work into it. But trust me, you know, I feel like when I go forward in 10 years' time, you'll sit there and you'll go, you know what? Thank you, Tahina. You know what? That was well worth it. That was absolutely well worth it. And so that's what I want to say with you that's there. It's not it's a positive energy. It is. It's like just not to forget how much more I'm capable of, not to be uncomfortable and accepting that either. Sometimes we hold ourselves back because, you know, we want to be humble and things like that as well. But you've got a really, really sparky energy. Like, I feel like you can really achieve what you put your mind to with that. And so just, have a little bit of think about what I've said, and I hope that helps and resonates for you. All right. Where are we going? It's been awesome with everyone joining with me on YouTube today. It's been awesome. All right, where do I want to go next? Jay Fletcher. All right. Jay Fletcher. Where are we time-wise? Okay. Jay Fletcher. What do you need to know most? 1, 2, 3. You dance when I sit with you. We can get a little bit of a song. Isn't that funny? People's energy gives me different modes. Okay, so when I sit with you, I want to say, Jay, you've got the cards. Taking a leap of faith, recognition, success, moving forward, and a cycle wiping itself out. And it has. It's got that big energy that's there with it. And so what I want to say to you is take that leap of faith. And I feel like you know what that is already. I feel like it's something you've been working towards. It's an idea that's brewing. It's that same energy that sits there with it. It's like, oh, should I? And I want to say, take that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith. You've got the success, the recognition card that falls straight after it, and about that cycle wiping out. And so it's like, I want to implement this in my life so I can get to this certain point in my life. And that's where it's a quite simple, easy spread as far as the energy being very clear with me goes. And so I want to say to you that, as I said, take that leap of faith. That I feel like you're already clicked into what that is, and yes, you are moving in the right direction and making the right decision. Okay. All right, guys, so what I just want to say to you guys there before I do my last 1 or 2 readings is, the 50 off voucher is there for you guys, okay? So 50 off, if you put that into the coupon code, you can click on book now on my Facebook page. Otherwise, my website is www.soulfulcreations.com.au. That will take you also to a link in to book in for there. Anywhere around the world is absolutely fine. If you need to call me direct from the UK or America, I do have a mobile number, so I'll pop that up later. The videos, please subscribe over to the YouTube channel if you'd like to watch the videos. I will flip them over to Facebook. I'm not saying that you have to jump over to one to the other, but definitely will be more uniformed on YouTube, and I'm definitely trying to build up my following on YouTube, so in all honesty, that would be good. 2 half-an-hour readings being given away on the page. All you need to do is follow the prompts that are on top of the post. That's there, so please get involved with that one. And you'll find the topic post on the page as well, so please feel free to jump onto that on Facebook and include any topics that you would like me to address. They are going to be awesome, and I'll start pumping them out this week. All right, so Jeanette Whiteley or Whitley, it's one of the two that's there. Jeanette, I hope that you can accept my apologies for which one it is, but I want to pull a card for you, so I'm going to go with you. Jeanette. What do you need to know most? Oh, I've got seagulls at the back. Jeanette. Jeanette, when I sit with your cards, you've got the new home, new improvements, fun, innocence, and recognition. So for those of you who aren't familiar, when I'm focused in on you specifically, the cards are about you. So when we talk about new home, new improvements, and things like that, I'm quite drawn to self. I feel like this is to do with self, effort and time that you've been putting on your own self and your own thoughts, your own physical, all of that energy that sits there. I do actually want to tap in around the house with that one, but I want to keep it definitely focusing on there. But if there's some improvements that you're doing around the house, that kind of explains why. Declutter, all of that kind of energy that sits there with it. So what I want to say to you is that you're bringing in the right energy around your place. You made that decision within yourself to move forward, and you're doing that. Keep the fun around it. Don't get too hard onto yourself. Sometimes that we get too focused and we feel like we can't take a break. Otherwise, we're letting ourselves down. We're being lazy. All of that kind of energy that's there. But very much so when we have that nice balance, it enables us to actually have stronger growth to move forward, better motivation, better connection with ourselves, all of that kind of stuff. So fun is pretty much compulsory, and just taking a breath. And so then you've got the success, recognition, and moving forward card, okay? And, the empowerment that comes from honouring self is also going to bring about some different changes on a wider scale around you, and you're going to have that ability of moving forward. What I see around you is a stronger social connection, more you know, I see the sunlight around you. I see you connecting in with people. That's the kind of visuals that are getting put into my head at this point in time that's there. And it's not necessarily about connecting and just having fun. It's about connecting in with my ideas. I feel like there's even elements of work involved with that, you know. I wouldn't almost write off a little bit of either very autonomous role or some self-employment around that as well. There's a very strong energy when I'm sitting with it. But so that's what I want to say is that you're doing the work. You know, I feel like maybe you've plateaued a little bit, but it's just part and parcel. So I want to say it's just part and parcel. It's normal, okay? So don't let that kind of deter you from all the hard work that you've done up until this point. You're definitely in the right direction. Just have a little bit of a giggle along the way, you know, kick yourself up your bum when you need to, but definitely keep moving forward. You're in the right path. All right. You're absolutely welcome, Tahina. Absolutely welcome. I've really appreciated you guys jumping over and joining me today and allowing me to jump in between the two screens that's there. It's been good. All right. So last one for today, but I will be on tomorrow evening. I'm just not 100% sure what time tomorrow evening, but I definitely will jump on. Both of us always different situations as. So here's my partner. Okay, that's no accident then. That is both pulled the same card, and it's about you know, I definitely want to keep your energies as I read them as an individual perspective, okay? But when we're talking about a leap of faith and things like that, if that's a joint, especially connected with a partner, and you've both pulled the same cards out of separate reads, that's no coincidence, okay? So it's about again, I want to keep it because they even when I move, they show me, no, it's 1, 2, it's 1, 2, but we're moving forward together, okay? So I want to say to keep it separate, but also absolutely as a collaborative, as a joint energy that's there, absolutely, it's no coincidence you've both pulled that card. Absolutely no coincidence. No health readings on the card readings, on live, Bethany. All right, so that's what happens when we don't focus. But I will be here tomorrow again, as I've just mentioned. Topics. I'm not going to run all over that again. I don't know if you're still. Okay, all right. You know what? I don't normally do this, but I want to do this at this point in time. Virginia Snegler, if you're still on, put a comment. Nicole Kappa. All right, so before I get myself all focused, Virginia. If you're on, Virginia, I wanted to read for you. Okay. But Nicole Kappa is where I'm drawn. All right. So Nicole Kappa. What do you need to know most today? Perfect. Nice. All right. Stay with me. Nicole Kappa. Nicole Kappa. Spring clean. All right, Nicole, when I sit with your cards, it's there. You've got the spring clean, you've got an opportunity to develop, and then you've got the male card. So when I'm sitting with your cards, what I want to say to you is that that clean sweep that's there. That generally talks about, you know, letting go of old ideals, old habits, you know, clearing out the stables, basically. I think we've all heard that saying about clearing out the stables. You know, sometimes we've got to clean out the stables, all right? And so what I'm feeling, though, is that this energy isn't necessarily connecting back to this card. It's about connecting back to yourself and connecting back to just the environment around, you know. Yes, it may include with that's there, but I really don't feel like that's the I don't even want to say the issue. It's not like there's a big issue that's here, but it is. It's that cleaning up, that clean sweep. It's like, you know, for example, if I sit down to do a live read, because I'm working from home at the moment, except when I'm doing one-on-one readings, I go to work, then I'm playing a video. It's not me having to explain myself with all the, anyway, it doesn't matter. But, you know, I clean my desk. I've got a nice fresh area to work in. I feel good because of that. I feel, you know, motivated, and I feel like I'm respecting the work that I'm doing, you know, and it's that same kind of energy that I want to bring in around with you on that one, okay? Because then you got the opportunity to develop card, and that opportunity to develop card is about you know, opportunity, exactly that. New business, opportunity to grow, moving forward, all of that kind of energy that's there. Now, the thing around it, what taps me on with most with this card isn't necessarily about current relationships. Yes, there may be a current relationship, but moving forward, I want to bring improvements around the connection that we have. Okay, so for me, it's about moving forward in that energy. And so that's what I want to say. Don't be afraid to do the hard work now. Don't be afraid to stand singly in your own energy about that moving forward and the things that you want to do, the things that are important to you to achieve within your life. That is automatically going to enhance the relationships that come in around you. So whether you have a current one, it's going to enhance. If you're waiting for one to come in, that right one will step in. I don't feel like it's quick timing. Okay, I still want to go forward a couple of years. That's there. But I definitely feel like that's the energy connected with them. Okay, so I hope that that helps for you. And I do believe, oh, did you? I didn't. I only saw her last one and I was drawn to her. So, isn't that funny? Like, I shouldn't even, that doesn't sound right. I care though. So I say I probably shouldn't worry so much, I guess, but when you're drawn to someone, you're drawn to someone. That's how come I don't care, like, if I can't say a name or anything, because I just go on energy that's there. But that's all right. Virginia, I'm going to tell her name. She'll be back if she needs to. I always say that. If they're meant to be here, they'll be here. Isn't that funny? For some reason, I'm particularly drawn. But anyway, it's all good. All right. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Again, please jump over onto the page and like over to the competition that says 2 30-minute readings being given away. You can have them from anywhere in the world, okay? I'm very broad with what I offer on media basis. Other than that, guys, topic subjects up there. I'll be back on tomorrow doing live feeds, the 50 off vouchers there. So you can get 50% off of any reading with me through this time. Thank you so much to everyone that joined me on YouTube today. That is awesome. Please jump over and subscribe to my YouTube channel for those that you are on Facebook. That's where all the topics and bits and pieces are going to be. So that would be great if you could do that. And for those that have joined me on YouTube today, it would be fantastic if you could subscribe to my channel. I will be back on tomorrow doing another live feed for you guys. And if I've missed you today and I happen to see you again tomorrow, I do always try to grab onto you, okay? So thank you so much, guys. It's been awesome. Have a good evening. Many blessings and talk soon.